Okay, morning guys, welcome back to the channel and the Land Rover. I know you guys have been asking where I've been. I haven't made any content for about 4 or 5 months. You might have seen through my Instagram account that I've been traveling a lot for work, so sometimes I do some updates on Instagram, but haven't been working on the Porsche or the Land Rover much at all recently, and there's still work to be done. So you'll remember from last time, or maybe you don't remember from last time. I'm just trying to think back to what I actually aired last time. Yeah, front brakes. So I did start the front brakes on the driver's side last time, and now I've got to finish them on the passenger's side. So I've got all the brake parts there. I've just raised up the vehicle to take the wheel off, and I'm going to get started today, because basically when I move these cars around, I have to drive this one without any brakes, and the Porsche is, well, that's far from finished. So it would be good to get at least one car working. And by the way, it's 0 degrees in the workshop again, and it is very cold outside. In fact, we had snow this morning, so towards the end of November, unsurprising, but yeah, very cold. Aha! There's a third screw. Won't come off without undoing that. Oh, that was easy. Okay, so just looking in here, if you're interested, still usable, I guess, but maybe a little bit warped and very, very old. Okay, just to get you in here a little bit. Doesn't look too bad. I mean, obviously we've got no leaks on this side, if you remember, but I thought if I'm replacing one side with new, might as well do the other. But the wheel excuse me, the wheel cylinders on this side are actually holding up. In fact, let's have a quick look. Oh, Gordon Bennett, get in there. Well, I just wanted to show you this actually, because this is important. Basically, I put no grease on the insides of these cylinders when I fitted them, and that's a real mistake, because you can see this is where the problems start. Basically, water gets in between the rubber and the wheel cylinder and starts the rusting process. I don't know if you can see that. Sorry, the camera's bad. Just down there, and it goes inside the cylinder and causes a gap between the, oh, this horrendous phone. It causes a gap between the seal and the cylinder wall, so that's when they start to leak. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some, when I replace these, like I did on the other side, I'm going to put in some ATE wheel cylinder grease, just to preserve it so they don't happen again. Okay, so I've just pried off the brake shoes, and now I'm going to basically take off the wheel cylinders and also remove the lines from the back. You can really see here that winter a couple of years ago, or maybe it was last year, that I used this in the snow. It's really taken its toll. It's a real shame. I remember talking to somebody who came over with a Series 1 when I was just starting this in 2015, and he had done his restoration about 6 or 7 years ago, and he said it's almost time to do it again. So it's like, oh my God, I can see what you're saying. This has been on the road since 2001, right at the beginning, and it's already really showing signs. It's not bad, but it's just a little bit depressing. Okay, so I've got the back plate all cleaned up. Down here as well. Gave it a bit of a soaking in rust converter. I might actually need to do a little bit more there. But what I'm going to do now is get the wheel cylinders on and probably put that on time lapse. Okay, I just wanted to show you these wheel cylinders or brake cylinders before I put them on, because you'll remember from the other side, oh, I've already packed those with grease, isn't that interesting? That they weren't particularly well formed in the mold. So these notches here, which fit into the back plate, they weren't particularly well formed, and I had to file them out. So I can't remember whether I actually did that on these ones. So I'm just going to go over them very briefly, just to make sure that fits there. I can see already there's some inconsistencies there. Look at that. Wow. It's just the mold quality is shocking. I don't know if you can see that, or if my phone is even focusing. Got to do everything manually with this iPhone. That needs to be filed down. So I'm going to do that both sides. Check that I've packed them with grease. I might actually remove this grease and put, oh, there's nothing in this one. So I'll put grease in this, but using the proper ATE wheel cylinder grease. Yeah, and this one seems to fit fine as well, so I'm not going to file anything more off that because there is no point. So let me get the grease for in there. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to clean all that old crap out because that's sort of gone a bit solid actually because it's so cold, I guess. But maybe that ATE stuff doesn't go as solid as that. Give it a clean in there as well. And what I'm going to do also is put the grease around this rim as well, and that will stop the water from getting in the first place. That's all nice and fine in there. Right. Oh, let's get it out of here as well. Look at that. I've got it everywhere. Chuck that down there. Excuse my sniffing, it is very cold. So this is the stuff I'm talking about. I actually bought this for the BMW, but it'll work absolutely fine here. So I'm just going to smear that around in here, pushing the cylinder in and sort of getting it all around there if I can. It's a bit tricky, but it just helps preserve that lip, and that's where all of the problems arise from. And then I'm just going to smear it around here. Get it in this here. I don't know if you can even see this. And then just twist that around a little bit, just to make sure it's all sealed and in. So that's one done, the other one done. Okay, let me know what you think, if you think that's enough grease. Okay, so I'm now just going to coat some of the mating surfaces with a bit of copper slip just around the edges here, just to stop any water getting through. I'm going to do that both sides. Oh, where's the hole? There. It's that one. Do it down at the bottom as well. So I've coated this a little bit in copper grease as well. I also cleaned up the spring washers and the nuts at the back because the kit doesn't come with new ones. I also then heated them up and then doused them in oil just to give them a little bit of a coating, which I hope will, hope will save them a little bit. Protect them from rust anyway, because they were looking a little bit manky when I took them off. I've also removed the PTFE tape that I had on the brake line connectors, whatever they're called. I think it helps. Some people like it, some people don't, but I've put it on and they undid really easily. So I'll do that again this time. And just remember, don't over tighten things, because as long as they're nipped up and tight, these things, they're not going to come loose. There we go. Okay, put some PTFE tape on the fittings, both end, and also on here. Okay guys, so that was actually a bit of a marathon to get those wheel cylinders on there. I had a real issue with getting this line fitting to go into the wheel cylinder, and after a lot of trying I realized that there was a slight thread on the wheel cylinder, so it had been threaded slightly, so I cleaned that up, and it also damaged this one, so I had to clean that one up too, and finally got them fitted. So now what I'm doing, or now what I've just done is, because my camera died, I couldn't film it, I've just taken down the edges or the ends of these brake shoes, and I'm just lining them up to get them fitted to the hub. Okay, so I didn't video it, but I've just pulled the brake shoes into place, and essentially what I did is I used the crowbar, hook the springs on, and then just push it into place. I make it sound really easy, of course, but this is just going to go in there like that. Bring it down. Make sure your rubber boots are on. Don't know if you can really see down here or not, but yeah, they're on. Okay, so that is that. Right, so I just gave the shoes a bit of a clean up with brake cleaner, although I can see that didn't do a great job actually. Try that again. Okay, that's better. So everything cleaned up, everything a bit lubricated a little bit. I put some wax on the pipes there, up here as well. And now I'm going to put the brake drum on. So just check this, make sure there's no rust in it anywhere. Looks pretty good. I'll give this a quick clean up with the brake cleaner too, and then I'll get that on. Okay, given the old brake drum a bit of a clean up, looks pretty nice. And I'm now going to put it on. There we go. Just put a bit of copper grease on the ends of these screws here. Okay. Doesn't seem to be fitting up that flat. Interesting. See how that works. Okay. Seems to be quite a bit of flex in that. Oops. Okay, so we are in. Yeah. And that is looking pretty good. Get you in there. Right, so everything fitted, looks nice and smart. As I said, did some protection around here and on here, put a bit of wax. And yeah, let's have a listen. There's a bit of dragging there, but I haven't well, I haven't bled the system yet, and I haven't set the camber of the shoes. So I'll have to do that at another time because I forgot the Land Rover keys today. I forgot the keys to all the cars, which was a bit silly. But that has got that done. I'll put the wheel on now, take it off the jacks, and I might actually try and bleed the system a little bit, but without the right tools and stuff, it's no fun and not very easy. So I still haven't got what you call them, a solo bleeder, but I'll get one at some point. So it was a short video, not very exciting, I think, but it finally got that last job done on the Land Rover.